take a moment here, grab this and move it down, and just do my work over there. Okay, so 3x plus 2 is less than or equal to 17. Okay, we'll subtract the 2 from both sides. 3x is less than or equal to 15. Divide by 3, and x is less than or equal to 5. Then the other was 8x plus 7 is greater than or equal to 63. So we subtract the 7 from both sides. 54. No, that's not right. 63 take away 7 is 56. Divide by 8. X is greater than or equal to 7. To graph it, we go to our number line. 5. 7 would be here. X is less than or equal to 5, so there's less than, where the numbers are less than 5. Since it's equal to, we color it in. Okay, here's 7. The numbers are greater than 7 in this direction, and equal to 7 means we color in the 7. Okay, I think that's it for that page. Alright, we're going to completely skip 32 because I didn't have a good problem for that one, and we're going to go on to 33. Okay, what equation represents the line that passes through the points? You can use your slope formula. So you'd say 5 take away negative 3 over 1 take away 9, and you'd get 8 over negative 8, which is negative 1. Then you could use your point slope formula, so y minus negative 3 is equal to negative 1 times x minus 9, which would be y plus 3 equals negative 1x plus 9. Subtract the 3, y equals negative 1x plus 6. Okay. You can also use your calculator. Okay, so what is the linear function that best describes the graph shown below? Alright, the easiest way to write a graph from, or write an equation from a graph is to find your m and your b. Okay, so, and write it in a slope-intercept form. Right, so y equals mx plus b. Alright, so the b value is where it crosses the y-axis. So b is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The slope, you need to find 2 points. I've got one there. The next whole number point, or integer point I can find is there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went down 4 and over 1, 2, 3. So m is negative 4/3. So putting that together, y equals negative 4/3 x plus 4. There's our linear equation, and to make it a function formula, let's just change that to f of x equals. Okay, question 36. In which step below does a mistake first appear in simplifying the expression? All right, from step 1, or the first step, the change appears here, and the parentheses are gone, so it looks like they distributed. Okay, so 0.4 times negative 20 is negative 8a. 0.4 times 5 is positive 2, so that's a match, so no mistake there. Then the next thing, the next set of parentheses are missing, so they must have distributed here for step 2. So we get negative 4a minus 6. Oh, there's our mistake. They put plus. So our error occurred here at step 2. And we need to go no further because we found our error. Okay, what function represents the line that contains the point 46 and has a slope of negative 5? Okay, point slope formula says take y minus y1. M times x minus x1. And then we could clean that up a bit, distribute our negative 5. So we'd have y minus 6 equals negative 5x plus 20. Then we'd add the 6. Y equals negative 5x plus 26. And since this is function, we'll change out the y for f of x. The slope and y-intercept of the graph of f were changed to make the graph of g as shown below. Write a statement that describes the changes that were made to the graph of f to make the graph of g. Okay, so it says the slope and y-intercept were changed. So the y-intercept of f was negative 7, the slope of g is 0, so we could say that the y-intercept was increased by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Then we could look at the slope. Okay, the slope here is going up 1 over 1 each time. So the slope of f was 1. And the slope of g, let's see if we can find some points where it's going through. There's a corner, there's a corner. Right, so we went down 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2. So it's now 3 over 2. So we went from 1 to negative 3 over 2. So it looks like it was multiplied. You can say the slope was multiplied by negative 3/2. That's one way that they could have gotten that. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, so your 38 gives you a formula, and it has radius and volume in it, and that tells you all about that. So your job was to figure out what was the dependent and independent. So I'm just going to remind you the answer depends on the work. The answer depends on the work. So that makes volume dependent and radius independent. Okay, for the function g of 8 equals negative 3 and g of negative 3 equals 10, if y equals g of x, what is the value of x? What is the value of y when x equals negative 3? Okay, so since y equals g of x, that is telling us that this part is y, and x is negative 3, replaces what's inside, so negative 3 is x, so my answer is 10. And then question 40. So what is the equation in standard form of the line that passes through the point 213 and has a slope of negative 0.3? Okay, so we first have to realize that standard form is ax plus by equals c. And the qualification we have is that a must be positive and it has to be a whole number. Okay, that's really all we've talked about for the standard form. So how do we get from a point and a slope to the standard form? Well, we do know to write an equation with point and a slope is we can use the point slope formula, and we fill it in. So y minus 13 equals negative 0.3 times x minus 2. Okay. Then we want this to look like this. Well, it doesn't have parentheses, so I'm going to get rid of the parentheses. Okay, so I have equals negative 0.3x plus 0.6. Still have the y minus 13 over here. Okay, I notice that C is a number all by itself on the right-hand side, and X is over on this side. So I'm going to do two things at once. This minus 13 needs to go, so we're going to add it. And this minus 0.3x needs to go, so we're going to add it. Okay, so we'll get plus 3.3x on this side, and we're going to get plus 13 over here, which simplifies us to 0.3x plus y equals 13.6. Okay, now remember, a has to be a positive whole number. It's positive, but it is not a whole number. It is 0.3. So what I would like is for that decimal to go away. Well, I know that 0.3 means that this is 3/10, so in order to remove that power of 10, I'm going to have to multiply the entire equation by 10. So I multiply 10 times 0.3x, 10 times y, and 10 times 13.6. So 0.3 times 10 is 3, y times 10 is 10y, and 13.6 times 10 is 136. And that concludes your review for your final exam. Good luck.